Hey, what's everyone? I'm not just your average Joe. So I'm just here to talk about a little bit of some trivia stuff. So I found this because I played Awakening probably the most out of all the Fire Emblem games because I really did enjoy it. Not the same level of difficulty, but that's probably why I enjoyed it a little bit better. So the beginning cutscene is actually interesting. Okay, so I found it interesting that they basically mentioned Crom. They basically mentioned Robin. Whether or not it's male or female is remains to be seen. But I'm pretty sure this is the chapter where Crom gets the exalted falchion. I'm pretty sure this is the chapter. So I just can't remember the chapter name. I think it's chapter 24, and it's Awakening. And after that chapter, he gets promoted. Because this actually makes sense to me because Exalt Crom was released recently, and that means he has Exalted Falchion, which he does have. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And I found that really interesting that they released that because I was like, okay, if they're gonna do that, then they must be kind of tying into the lore a little bit. I don't know why Crom's on a horse, by the way. Like, I know he gets the paladin class, but like when he promotes, he just becomes a great lord. Like he does, I mean, he doesn't really do anything other than that. But you know, that's how it is. So this is chapter 24. I'm pretty sure this is what this map is based of, and Crom's here because he's gonna get quote unquote promoted. And man, but you don't lose Robin though. That's the interesting part about this chapter. Is I don't think you necessarily lose Robin, if I can remember correctly. But I don't know why that happened. Maybe you summoned Robin or something. That's what these bound hero battles are. Like when you summon a certain unit, this is how the situation would come about. And then you're like the quote unquote enemy. I don't really know like the concept of the bound hero battle. Like, is it because you summon a hero and then you have that hero and then you took it away from? This is like a situation in their storyline where you took them away. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's something to be interesting. I don't have any evidence for that, but that's definitely a hypothesis. So the thing with this is, like, I found it really interesting because all bound hero battles have like a theme to it. Like, just because they're like quote unquote NPC units doesn't mean they don't have like a basis towards them. Like, I don't think it's ever an accident, like, especially when it comes to games, why certain units are placed the way they are, and this is no exception. So, fairly certain this Lance Flyer is supposed to represent Cordelia. If not Cordelia, Sumia. The one of the two. Like, I'm fairly certain it's gonna be Cordelia. I think that because the creators have a sense of humor, I feel like this is supposed to represent Cordelia. But you can argue that Sumia because that's kind of like the canon pairing of Awakening. Then you have Lisa, which is, you know, just regular Lisa. Then you have Crom, you know, just Crom, and then you have this cleric. This cleric was pissing me off for a while because I just couldn't figure out who this would be, because like it can't be Muriel because it's class changed into a healer. I think Libra is the only other unit other than Maribel and Lisa to come just like with the ability to heal, but Libra also has an axe. So I'm gonna stretch it and I'm gonna say this cleric is supposed to represent Maribel for some unknown reason. The said healer is not on a horse, and I cannot figure out why. I mean, you could say Brady, but like, I don't know. That's pushing it too. Like, I'm pretty sure I can stretch it. I'm gonna say this is Maribel. Green Mage. I also was thinking about this long and hard because a lot of units don't really. I can't remember which mages come with wind. Because like you have Tharha, comes with a dark tome. You have yourself, like the avatar who comes with a tome. You have Muriel, and you have Henry. I think those are the 4 magic users, if I can remember correctly. I might be wrong. I can't remember. So this green mage, and the sex is very ambiguous. I just, man, I don't want to assume anything, but I'm gonna say it's female, maybe. I don't know. Either way, I feel like this mage is supposed to represent Robin. In any other way, I think this mage is supposed to represent Robin, right? So that's what this green mage is representing. And then you have this Axe Cavalier, which must be really obvious to all of you. It must be Frederick. Now, not only do they have to have a close tie with Chrom, they have to have a close tie with Lisa, right? So Frederick makes sense. Sumia actually makes more sense now than Cordelia does. The cleric actually makes sense because it's Maribel, who Chrom can also marry. Female Robin or male Robin makes a lot more sense as the mage, like the basis of the mage. But you know, this is just some Fire Emblem lore stuff. So yeah, that's all I've got. Thank you for watching. Later days.